And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey yo everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're doing a classic review where I take a look at an older game in my collection in the Dice Tower library and take a look at it because it's good to take a look at these older games once in a while. Today we're taking a look at a giant game called Clue, the Great Museum Caper. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who do not like Clue. Now, Clue is a pretty simple deduction game. A lot of us have grown up with either Clue or Cluedo. And this here uses that same universe. There's Colonel Mustard, there's Miss Scarlet, there's Professor Plum, or Mr. Green, I'm not sure, and there's Miss White. But there's a thief who's gotten into Mr. Body's mansion and is stealing paintings. This is a one-verse-all game that originally came out 30 years ago in 1991. That person is secretly stealing stuff. It's very similar to Scotland Yard. In fact, they came out very close in time frame. It has nothing to do with Clue other than using the same characters. Here's how it plays. In this game, one person is going to be the thief. You're going to be hiding behind a thief shield, and you're going to keep track here of the mansion. And the other players are going to set the mansion up any way they want at the beginning of the game. They have 9 paintings. You must put at least one painting in every main room here, and then you'll see this room has 2, this room has 2. They decided to put one in this little gray room here. You can put the cameras wherever you want, except they can't be in front of a window or door. But you can put the cameras, and you can also pick where each player starts anywhere you want. And you're trying to make it as difficult for the thief as you can. You're also putting these locks out on the doors. Some of them are going to show open, and others are going to show locked. So the thief is going to write down a location of all this stuff on the beginning of the board, and they're going to take the first turn, and the game goes from there. Now, on the thief's turn, they're going to come in any door or window that they want, anywhere where there's a lock. But they're never going to show their piece at the beginning. They're simply going to write their movements down, and they can move 1, 2, or 3. So 1, 2, 3 maybe would be their first move. After the thief goes, one of the players goes, then the thief goes again, and we just keep going back and forth. The players will take turns. The thief goes in between those. On a player's turn, they're going to be rolling 2 dice. And the 1 is movement for the player. They'll be able to move that up to that many spaces. And the other die lets them take an action. Now, most of the sides of this die are an eye. When you have an eye, you're going to ask the thief if either a camera can see them or if you can see them. So let's say the thief is here, and I don't know that, of course, and I might say, can camera 1 see you? The thief says yes. Well, camera 1 can see all the way down here and all the way up there. So players have some information about where I'm at. The thief, however, let's say on my next turn, I could land here on top of camera 1 and disable it. You would cross it off here. The next time someone asks about camera 1, they always have to say, is camera 1 still working? And I'm like, nope, it's gone. And they know that I was there at some point and took that camera out. Now, someone can also ask, instead of a camera, they can say, can I see you? So let's say the red player asks, Miss Scarlet can't see me. If they can see you for any reason, you put yourself on the board. So if a human being can see you, you put yourself on the board. If a camera can see you, you simply just say yes. This is a camera scan. It's the best side to roll because you can ask every camera. I'll say, what cameras can see you? And so let's say, for example, I was in this spot here. I would say camera 4 can see me. That's it. That's the only camera can see me. If for some reason I was here, I might say cameras 1 and 5 can see me. Of course, that pinpoints exactly where I am. And the final thing that can be rolled here is motion sensor. And then when that is rolled, I have to tell the players what color I'm on. So if I'm on white, gray, green, yellow, blue, purple, or red. Now, twice per game, the thief can snip the motion sensors. And if that happens, I say, well, I'm not telling you. So you can do that twice over the course of the game. Also, there's a power thing here. The thief can go there and shut down the power, and then none of the electronic stuff works until a player goes in there and turns it back on. And they'll find out it's not working when I say, can camera 4 see you? And I'll say, the power is off. The thief is trying to land on paintings. When you land on a painting, you've stolen it. You'll circle the painting on your sheet. The next turn, when you move off of it, so let's say I took this painting and then I moved 2 spaces. You can move up to 3. I'll take the painting off the board. At that point, players know I'm 1, 2, or 3 spaces away from that, and they can move accordingly. If at any point a player lands on you on purpose or by accident, the thief is caught. And you have to tell them if you're the thief if they land on you by accident. Once the thief has been seen by a player, at that point the thief starts running for it. And they simply have to get to a lock. They'll flip the lock, and if it's locked, they got to find another one. On a future turn, go there. If it's open, they've escaped. Otherwise, players are all chasing them on their turns, and if they land on you, you've been caught. Now, what you're supposed to do is play multiple rounds of this. Everyone's the thief, and whoever steals the most paintings is the winner. Otherwise, the thief has to get at least 3 paintings before they can get out of town. Once they do that, they win the game. Ah, the good old days with a box that is way bigger. I mean, look at this. The whole game could have been much smaller. Now, this piece here is a big piece of molded plastic. It works pretty well, and I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't remember if you put these stickers on. You probably do. I do know you have to fold the paintings to put them in these things. The paintings are actually real famous paintings, which is kind of cool. The pawns, normally I don't like pawns in a game, but these are the same pawns from Clue. The little cameras with numbers on. The components are pretty good, but like I say, it all rattles around in this massive, gigantic box. But again, we're talking about something from 1991. As always, I laminate things like this so you can use them over and over again. But the components for its time period are pretty good. Why is this game not in print somewhere? They could redo some of the stuff, maybe update it. Like this is, if Restoration Games is going to pick a game to redo, this is definitely one to consider. I really like this game. I remember playing it as a kid and just thinking, wow, this feels different than other games. It was amazing. My sister owned it, so she did not let us play it that often. She was not as big into games, but it was hers, and we couldn't touch it unless she said so. And I wanted to play it all the time. It was that, you know, I got Scotland Yard at the very similar times, and this was just entertaining. The beginning part of the game where you sit there and go, where can we put these cameras? We want to set these cameras up so that we're covering as much area as possible, but not too close where the thief dismantles them. Normally in a 1 versus all, I'd rather be the thief, and I do like being the thief in this game, but I like being the people too. That initial setup to where you put everything just feels really strategic. Now let me be clear. This is not on the level of other games. It's simpler than Scotland Yard. It's simpler than Fury of Dracula, simpler than all these games where there's one person hiding and everyone else is trying to find them. But sometimes simplicity is what we're looking for. This is a great family game. It's quick, it's simple, it's in, it's out. You see that, you know, as soon as a painting comes off the board, you know they're somewhere close to there for 1 turn. Then they're close to that, and you keep watching, and paintings start disappearing, and you're like, all right, who's close? Are they trying to sneak by me? When I roll that eyeball, do I ask if I can see them or if a camera can see them? Does the thief waste time going to turn off the power, which is useful, but makes the people go turn it back on, but he's not stealing paintings while that's going on? It's just entertaining. If you see this at a thrift sale, pick it up. It's worth your time. It is an entertaining game that will, you know, you can play 1 versus 1, or you can play with against, I think it goes up to 6 different people are chasing you down. And that's just, I don't know. This is one of those games that feels ahead of its time. There's just so much going on in the game. It's back and forth. The one part I don't know that I love is the locks at the end that are open or locked, because it's kind of just random. As a thief, you go, is it open? No. Okay, keep going. Is it open? Get free. But it's amusing in a thematic way, and at that point, the game's kind of almost over anyway. Check it out. That's Clue, the Great Museum Caper. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you next time. Dice Tower Judgment approved.